Hi, welcome to Media Bite. I love the Back to the Future franchise, and it's quite possibly one of my favorite franchises ever. I believe that ranking these movies, even though they are, there's only 3 of them, may be the hardest ranking I could do. So please, sit back, relax, leave your ranking for the Back to the Future franchise in the comments below, and you can follow us on Threads and Instagram, it's at MediaBite Company, and TikTok is at MediaBite Co. And with that, let's get started. Back to the Future 3. So I put Back to the Future 3 in the number 3 spot, not just because this is the 3rd film in the trilogy, but because I feel like this is probably the weakest of the 3 films. Not that this is a bad film by any means, I still really like this movie, but I feel it doesn't end the trilogy the right way. Not that I really have any clue how it should have ended, but I think I just felt the Western theme was kind of far out of left field, and the way the characters that aren't Marty or Doc are developed are not very developed very well. I personally don't like this film as much as the other 2 films, but I will say that the developed characters have the best development probably of any of the other 2 films. This movie feels like they were struggling to figure out the best way to end the trilogy. Back to the Future 2. The second Back to the Future film for me is weirdly enough the second best. I do think the way this film handles time travel by going back to both the past and the future is a great touch and really makes the world of time travel open up, and the future itself looks incredible. Although sadly the future is now the past in real life, the future that this film sets up and shows you is really awesome, and I would gladly live in a world where we have a ridiculous amount of Jaws sequels. I really do love the world building in the future, from the cars to the self-lacing shoes. I also love that when Marty goes back to the 1950s and has to dodge himself and Biff for the past just to take back the sports almanac. I love Back to the Future 2, and it's a movie absolutely worth watching. So this leads us to the number 1 spot. I think this may have been pretty obvious, but Back to the Future is the best of the trilogy in my opinion. I think the way the time travel is handled, the overall plot of trying to get your parents back together after accidentally interfering and destroying your own existence is such a cool plot, and I think it's exactly like lightning striking twice that the plot is as good and the casting is as good as they both are. The music, cinematography, everything about this movie is pitch perfect, and I couldn't even imagine a world, and frankly would not want to imagine a world, without all of these movies in them. And I find it very hard to rank these movies because they are probably in some of my favorite films I've ever watched. Of course, I have a very close interaction with these films because I've spent so many years of my life watching these films and rewatching them and watching them over and over again. Specifically the first and the second one, and I've rewatched the third less and less. That's just because I don't like the third as much as the other 2. Well, that's it. If you like our ranking videos, Back to the Future, or just any film in general, you can follow us on Threads and Instagram at MediaBite Company, and Twitter is at MediaBite Co. TikTok is also at MediaBite Co. Check out our podcast. Thank you for watching, and we will see you all in the next one. Peace.